Hi and welcome to Aussie Kicks. On today's show, well, we're back working on the XV01 from Tamiya, the beautiful rally car with the motor right over the front, one of my favourites. And on this episode, in conjunction with Make It Build It, we're going to be fitting all this beautiful stuff, the aluminium essentials kit from Yi Racing. So if you want to see some serious bling, you better stay tuned. Hit it, Charlie! Right, let's unbox it and see all the beautiful bling parts you get. Now, this is Aluminium Essential Conversion Kit, blue and black for Tamiya XV01, and the part number I think is TAXV-S01 BU/BK. So let's open it up. Oh, look at all the nice bling that we get. So we get two, by the looks of it, aluminium separate suspension mounts. 1XJ, we have two of those. Then we have this, a beautiful bit of kit, and that is an aluminium bumper support. Next we have universals, aluminium rear universal shafts. They're blue and black. Then we get some arms. These are the rear arms, aluminium 7075 aluminium arms. Very nice. Then aluminium 707 rear hubs. Then what are these? I guess these are the front hubs. 707 front steering knuckles. Then we get, oh, what's this? We get a fan set, aluminium motor fan mounting brace. Oh, that's pretty cool. Like that. Then we get, what's this? Aluminium rear damper tower. Machining quality of these, love it. A big fan of Yi Racing personally. Myself, the actual machining is lovely. So aluminium front universal shafts. Then what's this here? Aluminium suspension mount. Oh, I'm not sure where that goes. I have to have a look at that. And then the last one in the box is an aluminium front damper tower. So there we go. Quite a lot in this box. So that should really put some bling in this car. So super looking forward to this one. So right, next thing we've got to do is dismantle the XV01, fit all these beautiful blingy parts. All right, let's go. If you're going to be fitting a group of upgrades, if you can, it's easier to fit the upgrade parts as you build the kit, especially if you're going to get things like the titanium screw set, as going back and swapping out all the screws can be a bit of a pain. One aspect about installing upgrade parts after you've built the kit is deciding what to do first. It's easy to fit parts and then find out you have to remove parts again to get access to the next parts. There's no list of what you should install first. You have to kind of sit down and work it out before you start. Otherwise you can end up doing things 2 or 3 times, which just gets on your nerves after a while. I had no issues with alignments of the upgrade parts at all. With the XV01 kit, you have a load of plastic shims, so just be careful when removing the parts that they don't drop out, and then you put it back together again and find out that you didn't put the shim in, because that's what happened to me. Out of all these parts, the hardest part to fit was the suspension mount 1XJ. It's under the motor, so access is really difficult. With all these lovely parts fitted to the chassis, it's screaming out for some alloy shocks. That's probably the next thing that I'll do, even though these are plastic CVAs. it took about an hour to actually get all the parts on. I did make the odd mistake where I had to put stuff on and take it off again, mainly to do with the shims. I forgot when I built the XV01 just how many little shims there are. So when I was dismantling it, I dropped some, and then I was realizing what it is and have to go and figure out what it is to fit it back onto the car. So that, just be a little bit mindful from that point of view. Now, there is quite a few options available from Yi Racing for the XV01, so it kind of depends what you're doing with it. Now, you can get carbon uprights, for instance, instead of the alloy ones. The actual kit that I have, I would say that's more for someone who's actually going to be running it. Having all those extra stronger parts holding in the pivot pins and things is going to help you if you're crashing into stuff and you're driving it quite fast. Whereas going for like the carbon parts, they look a little bit prettier, but they're not going to be as strong. One thing that I think should be in the kit that wasn't is you get the one mount, suspension mount, but there's actually another one on the rear. They're identical, so you have to buy a second one. So if you're thinking about getting this kit, I would definitely recommend getting 2 of those, because there's one right on the back of the car, which is easier to change. Now, I put the one that goes under the motor. That's a little bit tricky as there's not much space, but you didn't have to take all the motor apart. I just loosened off the screws underneath and I made it work. So you can do it that way, but it is a little bit fiddly. All in all, quality of the parts, well, if you've had Yi Racing parts before, you'll know that the actual quality and fit and finish is really good. Now, someone did comment saying that they had issues with the universal drive shafts from Yi Racing. But again, depends what you're doing. If you're actually going to be running it really hard and taking it and doing racing with it, you do get the option you can have steel universals instead of the aluminium ones. So that might be a bit better way to go. But the option's there. That's for you to decide how you're going to use your car. Or you might just put it on the shelf and you just love looking at all those blingy blue parts. Anyway, thanks very much. Please like and subscribe, and a massive thank you to Make It Build It for sponsoring the show. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.